there. There we go. All right. So three, two, and one. Well, Mayor Lois, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU.com. Everything's looking fabulous down there in
Yes,
Marshfield these days.
yes, sir. Great to be back. Absolutely. Yeah. And I can't tell you what's going to happen on Monday, but hopefully no rain. Yeah, yeah.
Well, and you say that tongue in cheek, but yeah, that's been a problem for some people. We had street level flooding up here in Wausau about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. We had 3 inches of rain falling in very quick succession. I know down there in Marshfield, you've had a few instances of heavy rain as well. We've had a few Wenzel Family Plaza nights that have been moved indoors. Uh, yeah, how have you been able to hold up? How's the infrastructure holding up there?
Well,
In
luckily, unbelievably, Mike, we have a new project that's is happening right now. We're building a 72 addition home. I can't even tell you what it's called, but there's going to be some single homes, some double homes, triple homes, biplexes, duplexes, whatever it is. And you know what? I think they're only like 2 days shy of keeping on schedule. That's
Mhm.
pretty good considering all this rain. I mean, they're obviously they have the tools to make this stuff happen.
Right.
And then with everything going on, like 14th Street right now is closed. And of course, the fair is coming the end of August, and 14th Street is one of the main thoroughfares to get to the fair. Well, you know what, Mike? They're going to get it. They're going to be done, which
Mhm.
is just fabulous because, like you said, the rain. Oh my, yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, the backyards are still wet. You try to mow the lawn, but you have to mow it. But what do you
Mhm.
do? I mean, my husband got stuck in the backyard with the mower. I mean, that was
No.
not cool. I mean, you could clearly see the water standing, but yet
Yeah.
the grass is so high. Our little wiener dog, you can't even see him in the yard because the grass is so high. Wow,
Yeah.
we. So
And
anyway, yeah, the rain thing has been a challenge all the way around, and I hate to say this. I've been hearing
mhm.
bad rain now, bad snow.
Oh
It's
no.
been the same thing. So let's hope that's not true.
Yeah, indeed. And it's good to see that the infrastructure is holding up, though. I
Yes.
imagine, again, and you say lawnmower getting stuck, and what just goes through my head is Lois trying to push the lawnmower
Oh
out
yeah,
of the mud.
definitely.
Well, well, you're rocking it back and forth in drive to try and get
Right.
the lawnmower going. It's a comical sight, but we're glad that that
Yes,
everything is holding up there because, like I mentioned, it only takes one bad flood.
that's
You
right.
can get street damage real
Right.
easily. So everybody's been managed to stay on track, and the infrastructure is holding up there. That's got to
Correct.
be a good sign.
Well, and you think about Appleton, what happened there?
Hmm.
I mean, it could easily happen anywhere. Well, we don't have a dam here, but regardless, you just, oh my, yeah, and that's the first thing that came to my mind. Wow, unbelievable. And I
Hmm.
haven't really kept up with what's going on with them since then. Hopefully they've got come to some kind of, oh boy, yeah, well, although we did have a tornado, now what is it, last weekend, Saturday, that was very close to Marshfield. It didn't
Hmm.
hit us. It kind of went around. Somebody had taken a few pictures and shared on Facebook, and you mean the sky was horrifying, and that's the
Hmm.
truth. But apparently, I didn't hear it did a whole lot of damage, but yet still, you don't know, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So some of those projects that you had mentioned, though, a new housing complex, you mentioned it's kind of a multifamily, single family housing.
Yes.
Give us an update on that project. You said that they're fairly on track despite the weather, but what is this going to be when it's all said and done for residents down there?
Well, it's a development. I couldn't think of that word before. Yes. It's
Yes.
gonna, like I said, it'll be some single family, some duplexes, fourplexes and eightplexes. So, and they believe at the fruition end, it should be about 72 homes, which we need more housing. Every city, it doesn't matter where you go, they all are talking about more housing as things go around the world. People live in a certain town. Well, I can live outside of town. My tax is gonna be a little bit cheaper. So then I move out of town, blah, blah, blah. And then someone else moves in. We haven't seen a growth in population for about 20 years, for about the 18.6 area. So hopefully building these will bring more people to town. Build it, it will happen. I believe that, Mike, honestly. And it's a really nice area right off of Washington Avenue. It's not close to downtown, but it's close enough that it's going to be easy to commute there to go to work anywhere in Marshfield. So
Hmm.
I think that's a really great thing. And I'm very proud of the council for voting this in because we had a couple other times that it didn't work. Well, hopefully this time, and yeah, they're on board, they're on track, everything's working well. And we're just excited for this project because boy, we need it, just like every city.
Yeah, and that's even going back to Mayor Bob McManus. That was the one thing that he always said was housing, housing, housing. I think at one point he told me we have less than a dozen lots to build homes on in the city. So this is obviously something that has been pressing for a while, and now to get more than that, 70 some
Yep,
new houses online in the city is obviously huge for a lot of areas, including, as you mentioned, recruitment for local businesses.
correct, correct. Yes, and we have that area over by the oh gosh, I can't think of the name of the place. It doesn't matter, but it's 100 and some acres, 120 acres plus that somebody moves in there, we need housing. So we're starting here to let them know that, hey, we're serious. We want you here. This is a huge deal. Oh my gosh, over by the experimental farm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great
Oh,
area. We're excited to say that Marshfield is the only place in the state of Wisconsin that has 120 plus acres ready to go, shovel ready.
hmm.
And this is really exciting, Mike. Oh my gosh. And just, yeah, we've had a couple inquiries. So hopefully, and now that they see homes are being built, everything just has its place. And you don't want to get too excited till you can make things happen, but sometimes you have to put the cart before the horse or vice versa, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, in situations like this, obviously. And yeah, you mentioned the industrial park there. Again, certified shovel ready by the state economic development corporation. So you can confirm you've had some inquiries now since that's come through, because I believe that was probably about the last time we talked to you in March or April was when you received that certification, right?
correct. Yes. And they worked long and hard to make it happen. And I'll tell you, Mike, that the day we did the groundbreaking, it was just magical. I have to say that because that's what it felt like,
Hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Good for us, good for them, good for everybody. That's how I feel.
Indeed. But it's not something that you can say, oh, hey, I can name a business yet. We're in deep in negotiations. These are just inquiries and
Correct.
people saying, hey, let's see the pamphlet from Marshfield.
Correct. Right. Exactly. Yes. Yep. And Karen Olson from the chamber has done a marvelous job in making this happen. And now the selling side of it is just going to keep moving us forward. And yeah, I believe this is going to be just another great thing for the city.
So, as far as the housing development goes, then when is the earliest time that we could see U-Hauls backing into those driveways?
They are slated to do 8 homes a year. So
Mhm.
by meaning some single, some double, some four, whatever. So it's not exactly like if they do one eightplex, that's the only one they do for the year. It'll be 8 buildings, I guess, a year. So it's by next year, hey, if things keep going the way they are, wouldn't that be great?
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
exciting. Yeah,
absolutely. So this is an area that's going to be filled in over time, then.
correct, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. And then as far as on the business park, do you have any idea then when, things might start to heat up and we might be able to say, look, we are getting deeper into negotiations with any of these companies, or right now is everything just very surface level?
Things are getting closer, Mike. And again, and I'm an optimist, okay? But it's very exciting to see once that dotted line is signed, it's getting closer to that. The negotiations are things are well. I believe that. Um, we both, of course, just like the food truck thing, give and take.
Hmm.
That's what you're supposed to do when you negotiate. Yeah. So we're excited to see things happening, and yeah, it's I really believe that Marshfield is a city that's just going to keep moving forward. I see it. I see the positive things happening, and if you latch onto them, it can only be good from there, right?
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll look forward to, the day that we actually do get that press release and we can say, hey, we have this big announcement. This company is going to be here. Hey, we'll be there. Well, I will be there with bells on. I can promise you that. I don't know about
Great,
any.
I'd love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that you believe very strongly in, as well as do I, voting, believe it or not, we're just a couple weeks away now from primary election day, August the 13th, the partisan primary. There's a few things on your ballot, no matter where you live. What do you want people to know before they head out to the polls on the 13th?
Well, the absentee and in-person voting starts on the 30th. So you can come here anytime up until that Friday before the polls open on the 13th. And of course, the polls open at 7 a.m. on the 13th till 8 in the evening. So no matter what shift you work, you should be able to get out and vote. And this is, of course, not a presidential election, so it's not going to be 60 or 70 or 80% people, but wouldn't it be great if you could get at least 50% people to come out and vote?
Hmm.
And a lot of the young people I have talked to are excited to vote. My oncologist became a US citizen, so he is able to vote. So this
Hmm.
is way more exciting. I again encourage people. I will be 64 in a couple of weeks, and I've never missed a vote because this is what's important. We live in a country where we can make our own decisions. Maybe they're not all exactly what we want it to be, but we can say we did it. We voted, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, this is a partisan primary. So you got to mark your ballot, mark on the ballot, I should say, which party you are declaring. And then you mark on that party's ballot only. And I know, at least for the folks in the northern part of the city, those that are in Marathon counties, and that's the area, correct me if I'm wrong, it's north of Walmart, basically
Correct.
in Marshfield. I know that there are a couple of races at the county level, county clerk and county treasurer, I believe, being one of them, where you've got two candidates from one party and no candidate from the other party. So essentially, it almost becomes the primary election for those. So that's important to get out there and vote for. And again, to make sure that your candidate then gets to the November ballot is the other thing, especially if you're
Correct.
on the Republican side, where in the Senate race, there are a couple of candidates on the ballot.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like the 86th district, there are three Republicans running. So you just have to get out there and vote for the one that you think is the best because that's the one you want on that November ballot. So
Mhm.
please get out and vote. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to turn out. And every time a vote comes on, I sit by the TV until 3 o'clock in the morning waiting for those results. That little tape ticker thing that was on the bottom of the screen because yeah, it's exciting to see even if it's not your candidate how things have come out.
Mhm.
I really, I love all that stuff. I just think it's cool. And again, we have the freedom to do it. How lucky are we, Mike, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I will put my line out there. I know for a lot of people that watch these on a regular basis, and believe it or not, there are some, that's my line is every election, every time, make the plan. Doesn't matter what's on the ballot, because in this line of work, I have seen too many elections that have come down to a coin flip, drawing of a piece of paper that says winner on it, a roll of the dice. I've seen a few roll of the dice actually. And my favorite, which was a drawing of a playing card, you know, ace
Yep,
being low, all the way up through king being high, and whoever has the higher card wins.
yep.
Hey,
Isn't that just something? Yep,
your one vote would have made a difference in that race.
absolutely.
So get out there, make it happen every time, and you can never have an excuse then to say that you didn't try to change something.
That is very true. Yep. And yeah, and you can talk about it if you vote. If you
Hmm.
don't vote, you can't talk about it. Well, you could, but it wouldn't be fair. Okay, Mike, one more thing before I go.
Sure.
A little birdie told me that your birthday was just not too long ago.
Couple weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to do this because this is just what Mayor Lois does for her really good
Okay.
friends, her tight
Okay.
knitters.
Sure. Sure.
Happy birthday to you.
Uh,
Happy
uh,
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike. Happy birthday to you.
I do not have a cupcake, but I wish I did. I would have prepared. That was not planned, folks. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And because you love stories about my cat, my 5-year-old niece has determined that my cat's name is now Skittles. His name
Okay.
is Napoli. She has named him Skittles, and she has told me this twice now. So she is committed to the bit. She says it's because she had to do it.
Oh, well,
She
at
is,
5.
yeah, at 5. She is her mother's daughter. I will leave it
There
at
we
that.
go. That's
Well, Mayor
okay.
Lois, we appreciate the time. Always appreciate the chat, and we'll look forward to chatting again in a few months here before the year is up.
Sounds great. Enjoy the rest of your week.